Not everyone loves Christmas. For those of us who may not be the most in-spirit Christmas people, there's always the Christmas horror film. It's kind of a play on the darkness that's actually involved in the holiday itself. And plus, blood on snow is pretty beautiful. Hi, my name is April Wolfe, and I am host of the podcast Switchblade Sisters and also co-writer of the new Black Christmas directed by Sophia Takal. Most people might know Bob Clark from his most popular exploit, A Christmas Story.
Y'all shoot your eye! Y'all shoot your eye!
Or Porky's 2, if that's what you're into. I'm not really sure who you are.
Hey, Pee-wee, how's it feel? Getting away. Same as it always feels. Oh, I don't believe it.
But for horror fans like myself, Black Christmas from 1974 is the epitome of what Bob Clark brought to cinema. He was looking at the Italian giallo movies, provocative imagery, really experimental cinematography, excellent music, the colors, the kinds of things that, we might have been lacking a little bit in the US. And, as a Canadian filmmaker, he brought it to North America and said, hey, what if we did that, but they had characters? And what if they had great dialogue?
Oh, why don't you go find a wall socket and stick your tongue in it? That'll give you a charge.
And people that we cared about. And that's what he brought to horror cinema, was melding this European sensibility with what would become the North American slasher tradition. Sure, is there pressure to remake Black Christmas? Clearly, obviously. It's one of my favorite films. It's one of so many people's favorite films, and often, the one that people cite when they say it got them into horror. But the thing is that film still exists. It doesn't go away. I still appreciate it, but that's what makes it right for a remake. I do think that the slasher genre is prime for remaking films, because the slasher genre very specifically is tied to our cultural consciousness in North America and the way that things have changed since then. We see the world differently, and the political context, all the undertones, the way that we treat men and women, the way that we treat people of color and other marginalized folks, that is all in a slasher. And if we could bring that microcosm to the present, we can explore those themes more fully. I think we should be asking ourselves the question of what would happen if that history didn't exist and marginalized people had control of the stories from the first place. And I think that's where we can start with reimagining things.
Ho, 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 shit.